of this session. So this session is recorded, and we will get an email with a copy of the session by the end of the business day Pacific time today. It will also be posted on our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel. So as we're going through things, know that if you need to go back and reference the webinar, you're more than welcome to do that. What we're really going to be focusing on today is how do you get in and edit your website and actually make it something that reflects who you are as an agent? I know I do recognize a couple names on here that are office managers. And so I do want you to know too, if you are an office staff, you can edit your office staff page the same way. So the first thing is you're going to go to your IQ website. If you don't know what your IQ website is, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go into your IQ office and you're going to click on your name in the upper right-hand corner and you're going to go to your profile. When you scroll about halfway down, there's going to be a section that will show you your website address. So you're going to go to your website. If you go to your company website, we are going to get an error that says you are not authorized to log into this website. You do need to make sure that you are logging into your own website. It will likely be your IQ username dot yourcompanywebsite.com. So for example, I have a website that is kelsey.cbidaho.com. So those are two ways to look it up. If not, talk to your office administrator and they can definitely help you with that. Once you're on your home page, you're going to scroll to the very bottom of that page and there's going to be a section that is called IQ Web Login. And you're going to click on that and then you're going to get this orange login screen, and your username and password for your IQ Web login are the same login information as your IQ office. So you enter in your username and your password, and then you click login. As it logs you in, you will know you're entering into editing mode when you've got the black bar across the top of the page. So you know you're in edit mode when you see that black bar across the top of the page. How many of you are currently using your IQ Office website as your main web page? So if you are using your IQ Office website as your page, say yes. Awesome. So Sue is using it. JR, Cindy, Josephine, Kurt, are you using it? Okay, so Rich, you're brand new, right? Do I remember that correctly from this morning? Kurt, you're a mastermind. I would not want to manage two websites. Welcome, Rich. Okay, so as you're starting, so you are going to go and you're going to start at this design page. So I know some of you are using, hang tight. We're going to get to how to edit a little bit more deeper, but I know that there's some new people on this call today. So you're going to actually go and you're going to click on design. Pardon me. And then you can actually scroll through and look at all the different designs. As you click on a design, you will get a bulleted list of everything that page can do, as well as a display layout of what that page is going to look like. There's a lot of different designs that you can use. There's a couple like 7 and 7A that just have a couple little different features. Same with 9 or 9A. Once you see the design that you like, go ahead and you're actually going to click on use this design. You also can choose this color scheme. So what this does is it changes your buttons. So you can say, hey, I want watermelon color buttons, or I want green buttons, or I want gray buttons, or I want black buttons. You choose what that looks like. Once you've made those edits, you're going to click use this design. And when you do that, it's going to automatically update your layout. So I can see now I've got all these tiles here. I've got some featured listings, our communities, and now I can go in and start to change things. So as you're choosing your design, please also keep in mind that if you don't like the photos that are shown here, that's okay. You can change those photos and edit those photos, and that's the next part that we're going to start at. So once you've selected your design, you're going to click the white edit page button in the upper right-hand corner. And now I can tell that I've really entered into that full editing mode because I can actually see that I've got edit buttons all over the screen. I can change these buttons. I can change these tiles. I can hide sections if I don't want them to be shown. So I can say, hey, I want to hide my panels 2 group. Okay, save. And now I can see that I've actually hidden an extra set of panels. If I decide that I'd like to show those panels, I just click the blue, click here to show panels group 2. So you can hide what you would like. What I would like to start with is how do you edit your header images? So the layout that I chose is a scrolling image, and we're going to actually go in and edit those. So I can see here that I can actually choose each individual slide at the top. And on each of those slides, there is a blue change button. When I click that blue change button, I can actually see that there is a realistic images section. So I can go in and I could say, hey, I would actually like to choose areas. Let's do Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I want to choose this photo. You can go in and you can change each individual slide. You can also upload your own image. So if you have an image that you took that you would like to upload, let's see. Maybe you want to put your picture in there. You can upload it in. It's going to process and you can actually have it in there. As you go through, you can change individual slide images. Also notice that below that image, it says, do you want to show this? So if you want to show fewer slides than 6, you can actually choose to hide slides. And then you can also choose if there's a display caption or not. So no, I do not want a display caption, or yes, I do. I want it to be the house value. I want the caption title to be what's my home worth. And then I can select an IQ link that actually goes to what's my home worth and go through. So you can choose all those captions. Another really cool feature is at the top, you can see here that there is a section that says, for the homepage header, I would like to display a slideshow. You can select if you would like it to be a video. And there are stock videos in here, so I can actually go in and click change. And I can say, okay, I would like it to be this video. Or you can put in a YouTube channel link. So I can actually copy and paste a YouTube link in and paste it into that header. Then you also choose, do you want the video to be muted or have sound? To have this feature, you need to make sure that as you're choosing your design type, that a video is an option. How does everybody feel about actually changing the header, either the photos, selecting a stock video, or inserting a YouTube link? Are there any questions about this section so far? To get here, I went into edit my page. And then I clicked edit and we changed those default values. Kurt, Cindy, Sue, any questions? Awesome. So notice that there's this green save button at the top of the screen. If you see the green save button, click it. There is nothing in this world that is more frustrating than doing a whole bunch of work on anything, not clicking the save button, and then having your computer crash or someone pulls you away and your web browser gets exited out and your changes are not saved. So anytime you see that green save button at the top of the screen, please, please, please make sure that you click it. I am going to go through just a couple other things on this that I want to make sure you understand. The first is, anytime you see a pencil, it means that that entire section can be edited. So I can actually go in, I can change This works very similar to the slide. So I could actually say, hey, I would like to display the icon. I want the title to be open houses, and I want it to go to the open house page. I want this to go to new listings. I want this to go to luxury properties. I want this one to go to mortgage. Please make sure you're checking these links. So I can see here that this goes to listing open houses. If I needed to change or make sure that link worked, I could actually click on select IQ link. I could go into IQ pages, and then I could go in and I could select open houses and click OK. For icon number 4 that doesn't have a link, so this is a mortgage page. If I didn't want this to be the icon, maybe I want to change this, and I want to change it to, let's see. I'm actually going to change it to this icon, and then I'm going to change it to sign. Oop, and there, see, there's a perfect example of not hitting save. Change my icon. I was going to do this, and then I'm going to change the title to sign up for a MLS portal. Then I'm going to select the IQ link. I'm going to go into the lead sources, and I'm going to go into, where is it? What? Property Watch. Now that is going to say Property Watch. When I click OK, it changed my icon. So that's, if you have an icon section, that's how you change icons. I think one of the most confusing things is when you have a layout that has all of these tiles. I'm actually going to hide this one because I do think that that's a lot of tiles. Green save button. And now I'm going to edit these tiles. These work very similarly, again, to that top function. What I do want to show you is you can actually change, and you could say, hey, I only want 4 panels. I want the first one to be what's the value of my home, let's get started, and the house value. That's fine. Selling your property, it's a big move, literally. See how we simplify it. Let's get moving. But I actually want this to go to, maybe I have a custom page that is all about sold listings. You can actually connect pages you've built to these. You can have personal portals. Once you're done, click OK. It will automatically update. There it is. And now I can click Save. So on your home page, do you have any questions so far about how to change any of the different sections on your main home page? I'm just going to walk through featured listings, residential. I'm going to go 150 to 450. I want them new within 7 days. Okay, and now it's going to change those featured listings. Cool. Cool, cool. So the next thing I want to go through is, how many of you know what meta tags are? When I say meta tags, do you know what that is? Awesome. So Cindy does. Okay, so next question before I jump into that. How many of you remember when you went to the library and you actually used a card catalog, not a computer? Oh, yes. I like that you're laughing. So this is my favorite analogy because I think it's the way that it makes sense in most people's brains. It's a very simplified analogy. When we were all younger, we went to the library, we looked up in the card catalog, and there was like a call number and some information about the author and a little bit about the book and what section it was in. A meta tag is how search engines, Google, Yahoo, Bing, actually categorize your data and filter through it in a way that makes sense to the internet so that it shows on search results efficiently. So that in a nutshell is what a meta tag is. It's a very simplified version. There are much more complex ways to explain that out there, and you can do a lot of research on it. However, you should be putting meta tags on your page. If you click on page options up by the cancel button, you can actually click on the meta page section and you can add metadata. So you can actually add metadata that is real estate for sale in North Idaho. And then you can say MLS listings updated live to live for information on for sale listings. And then you're going to type where I'm typing your area. You're actually going to type your area where you live. So if you live in Vail, you're going to put it in Vail. If you live in North Carolina, you're going to put it in North Carolina. If you live in Michigan, you're going to put in Michigan. If you live in Texas, you're going to put in Texas. And in all of those places that I said, except for Vail, I didn't mention a city. You should be as specific as you can with these so that the brain of the internet can actually filter your data. Then you're going to click OK. And you can actually go in and add additional ones. It's going to ask you for a page title. This is going to be your real estate agent page. I would include the words real estate and agent in that. So if I was doing this for my own, I would say real estate agent Kelsey Fulton's page, so that when people actually Google searched your name, which they will do, your site has a chance to come up in those search results. And then there's a section that's called description. So how many of you know what keywords are? When I say, hey, keyword description, yes, I know what that means. Oh my gosh, I have no idea. Cool. Awesome. I'm not going to go into that description then, but if I were putting this here for myself, it would say licensed in Idaho and Washington in the real estate industry for XYZ years. Excited to bring great customer service to my clients. Peppy and upbeat are two words that describe Kelsey's real estate business. And I would put Google bars are in my description. That's what you're trying to put there. So if someone's going to Google and they're typing something here, you ideally would have something similar in your description or in your meta tag to help the internet describe that. That is where you put that data. The next section, yeah, so Cindy, that was super fast. So if someone is going to put in, think about what people actually search for in Google in your area. So Cindy, where are you from? Dallas. So if I were searching for Dallas real estate, I can see here. So you see how these are bolded? That means that that word was in my keyword search of Dallas real estate. When I'm building my meta tags and my description for my page, I would make sure that those meta tag words and those keyword descriptions matched what people were going to be putting in their search results. I'd put it here in your metadata and in your keyword description. Awesome, Kurt. So the next thing I want to go through is we're going to go to through the homepage first. Then don't worry, we're going to get into some of these other ones. And we're going to go into advanced. And then we're going to go into how you would attach your Google Analytics or your Facebook Pixel. So how many of you use Google Analytics? Perfect. So Cindy does. Rich, you're brand new, so you might not be there yet. Kurt, you probably do. Yeah, so Google Analytics is how Google tracks what you're doing and if you're doing Google pay-per-click ads. So if you're not doing pay-per-click ads, this is not as important. If you are, you go to Advanced, Google Analytics, and then if you don't know where to find your tracking ID, you can actually just click here and it's going to show you where to get it. This is the tracking code for the advertising you're doing on Google. And the same thing for Facebook. So if you run Facebook ads, you have a Facebook pixel, and you just paste your pixel ID here and click save, and then it attaches that information. So if you are wondering about where to get your pixel ID or your Google Analytics ID, LinkedIn is not part of this yet. They're not a huge advertising platform yet, Kurt. Are you running ads on LinkedIn? Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that yet then either. Google and Facebook are the two major ad platforms right now. I would anticipate that somewhere down the line, we would probably support a way to track that LinkedIn as well. So the next thing I want to talk about is how to create your own custom pages. So within your IQ website, you actually have a way to go in and you can click on pages and you can create your own pages for your website. So again, from your main page, we went into pages and we're going to click on plus new page. And when you do that, you have two choices. You're going to have a choice of doing a static page. And a static page means once you put the information on the page, it always stays the same until you go in and you manually update it. So this would be a really good place to do something like a subdivision, an established subdivision about page, or your past sales from last year, or if you would like to do an about you page that is bigger than what the about page is that's automatically generated for you on your company's page, you could create a static page that had that information. I'm going to just walk you through one of these. They're very similar to how you do the front page. So we're not going to spend a ton of time there. We're going to go ahead. We're going to click and select a template. We're going to name this About Me 2019 Update. The title is going to be Looking Forward to. Again, that description is going to contain your keywords. You can choose if you want people to register for this or not. So if you choose yes, you can say, yes, I would like people to register to see this information. If you say yes, you have a choice of a neg, an offer, or a force. A neg means that it's like your dad asking you to clean your room, and they're asking and they're asking and they're asking. So you're going to set every visit. So every second visit, someone's going to be prompted. If you say offer, it's going to say on the second visit, they're offered to register, but it's never offered again. Or you can force them. So if you choose forced, it means they are going to be asked to register to see this page. And if they do not register, they will not be able to see this page. Keep this in mind when you're choosing this, if you're choosing this type. We live in a land of a lot of free information. And if you're driving people off of your site, they're going to go get the information somewhere else. For that reason alone, I prefer personally to either neg or offer the information. You also have the option to say, I only want to neg or offer them with a pay-per-click. The system is smart enough to know that if you are having them come from a different site where you're paying for advertisement. Kurt, I recommend either doing a neg or an offer or no registration. I think that I personally fundamentally believe you provide value, you provide information, and when you're doing that, after you provide all that value, people will come to you that speak your language. So let's say we're just going to choose NAG. So every second time someone comes to this site, they're going to be prompted to fill out a form. As you're choosing your lead source, you're going to have, as an agent, you're going to have a section that says agent floor call, agent Instagram lead, agent website contact form. That is the lead source you want to choose, because that says, hey, these are leads that are coming to you that on a page that you created. So make sure you're choosing that agent source. Then for those of you that are on office managers or office staff on the call today, if you want to make this page available to all your agents in the office, you want this to say yes. And then, do you want to add metadata at this time? Yes or no. And do you want to add it to a menu? Yes or no. I recommend not adding this until your page is complete. That way you don't have an incomplete page out there in the universe for people to find. So, Cindy, hit refresh on your screen. So now we look at this page, we can actually see, and we can go in and we can edit the page. And again, very similar to that front page, you're going to click the edit button in the upper right-hand corner. Then you're going to go in, you're going to add an image. You can go in, you can actually paste a YouTube link.
If you meant.
So I'm going to go in, I'm actually just getting a link to paste in there so you can see what it looks like. So you just paste it in, it automatically embeds it in there for you. Again, clicking that green save button every time it comes in. And then I've got this option here. I can see that there's text, but you want to edit the text because otherwise it will just stay in Latin. It's written in Latin because we know that if we write it in some nice little blurb, that you will never change it. And so this is where you can actually type and you could put your about me information in. And now I can go in and I can edit these tiles down below as well. So I could go in and I could actually put panels in of maybe my sold clients. Let's go real estate. And I can say, hey, here's the title, and maybe this is a neighborhood. And I can select the link that I want it to go to. And I can actually just build every single one of these to go through. It will show you information. If you don't want it to go anywhere, you don't have to put a link in. So I can say, okay, panel 2, yes, I want to show it. I want to use a stock photo. I don't want it to go here. I can just say sold June 2019. And now it's in there. So you can edit this page, and this page now stays the same no matter what. Until you go in and you edit this page, it will not update. So the next kind of page that I want to go through with you all is going in and actually clicking on pages, and we're going to click new page again, and we're going to make a dynamic page. So a dynamic page means that it's pulling information from somewhere else. It's pulling information, it's updating information. Typically, most of the time, these are things like listings pages or area pages. So I'm going to go in, we're going to just do this listings template 1. We're going to name this, let's name it Elko area new listings. And I'm just going to make my Title the same. Again, we went through that registration. Do you want them to be able to register or no? I'm going to create the page, and now I'm going to edit all this information. It looks daunting. It's not. You're going to go walk through it the same way you walked through your home page. We're going to edit the page. You're going to add an image. You can edit the text. If you do not want the text to be here, you want it to go straight to listings, just delete the text out and click OK. It will take that section out for you. You can add a YouTube video. You can add optional Yelp reviews. This is actually a really cool feature. So you could actually go in and you could say, hey, I want shopping, home services to be shown. I click OK. And it's actually going to show, according to your area, Yelp reviews, home services, restaurants. I can go in, I can edit it, and I can say, okay, I actually want to center the map up here. And it's going to change that. And then below that is where you can edit your listings. So this is where you're going to go in and you're going to put your parameters. So we said this was Elko new listings. And we're going to say, you can add price mins or max. You can say, hey, I want new within 7 days, reduced within 7 days. I want them all to have a video tour. I don't want expired. I don't want pending or rented or sold. I just want active. I click OK. It's going to say there's nothing there because I over did what my demo site can do. So now I'm going to click save again. No, not only company properties. Save, and it will edit. I'm going to refresh my page real quick. So here's all those listings that qualified. On the right or the left-hand side, there's a section that says optional listing stats. So I can actually go in and say, yes, I want to show the statistics. What I really like about this is it pulls the statistics for you. It shows how many listings are available, what the average price per square foot is, what the average list price is, and it also breaks them down into categories. As the MLS updates, this information is updating and this information is updating. As Yelp updates, this information is updating. So this page is a set it and forget it type of page. How does everybody feel about going in, clicking on pages, and creating a new page? It's a lot of information. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So the last thing that I want to show you is once you create these pages, how do you connect them to your menus so that people can find them? So right now, if I go to browse for property, I can see there's residential homes and first-time home buyers, but how could I add this Elko area new listings to this browse for property section? And so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the menus section and we're going to go to the site menu and we're going to edit it. And when we do that, it brings up all of these choices are what these choices across the top are. So menus, site menu, edit. And then I can go in and I can say, okay, I want to add to this new home section. So I'm going to click the pencil to edit. I'm going to do a custom pages. I'm going to select my custom page that I did. I'm going to call it Elko area new homes, new listings. And I'm going to add it to the menu. Once I see it reflected here, once I click save here, it's automatically going to have attached up here. So I can go in, I can edit that site menu if I want to take something off. Perhaps I don't want my offices as a featured menu item. I can just hit the trash can and it takes it off. How's everybody doing? So now when I go into new homes, I can go into Elko new listings and it takes me to this page. Awesome. The last thing I want to talk about, because there are times that you may not want to connect your page to a menu. Maybe it's something you just want to run on Facebook as an ad or just on your Google Ads as an ad. You don't necessarily want it to be attached to a menu. You just want it to be a page that you have access to. So you can actually go in, and I'm going to go in and we're going to look at my listing area, and we're going to edit that page. When you edit that page, it will have the actual URL up here in your browser. And what I like to do is actually add those as a favorite page. And when I bookmark them, I can actually add them to a folder. So I can actually go in, I can say, hey, choose another folder. I want it to be a bookmarks bar. I want this to be my website page links. And I can actually save it in there. I can create a new folder. I can save it, but that is another way to do it. To get there again, we went to pages. We opened the page that we wanted to add to a bookmark, and you click that little star in the upper hand, and you can actually choose where you would like it to go. So that is another way to access those pages if you don't want to link them to a menu. So just in review of what we went through today, that was a super fast 40-minute walkthrough of how to get to your website. You went to your website, we went to the very bottom, and we clicked on IQ Web Login. We then, go ahead, Cindy, I'm going to keep talking while you type your questions. We then chose our design. We added meta tags to our page. And if we needed to, we attached our Google and our Facebook analytics. After we did that, we went in and we edited the page and changed the photos and the buttons and the links for everything. Once you've done all that and you've made it customized the way that you would like, you're going to go into your pages and you can actually create new content, or you can edit content that's been created for your company. Once those pages are created, we went in and we went through how do you go to the site menu and actually add a section to a menu as a submenu. Cool. So Cindy has a couple questions. One, my design has social media section that isn't loading. What web browser are you using, Cindy? Are you using Google Chrome? If you are, I would take that to, I'm going to have you take that to your manager. I don't know why that's not loading. That to me seems like a bug, and I don't have the answer for that. That's outside my realm of knowledge. And Cindy does have a good question here, though. Is there any way to add badges to the homepage? So you're talking about these badges out here, up here, I'm assuming. Let me log out so you can see them. So Cindy's wondering, how can I add these badges to my homepage? And if I wanted to add awards, how would I do that? Really good question, Cindy. So the first thing I want to talk about is these badges. So these badges are actually a part of the design. And so you can't just add those where you are. So that is actually going to be in this section, and it's going to show. So I don't have control over that piece of it. However, if you choose a design that does not have those badges and you wanted to add them, this is the best place to do that. Because if you think about it, I've got a property watch here. I don't need insurance or home warranty. People are able to search for a home right here. They can get open houses right here. So this is a really good place to put those. So I can actually go in. I could change the icon here. I could change it to Facebook, and I could put my Facebook link here. So let's actually pull up a Facebook link. So I can actually copy this. I can say, where do I want this to go? Select link. I can actually go in. I can just paste my link in there. I want it to be, let's get social. Okay. And then I'm going to go to icon 2. I'm going to change this icon, and maybe this icon is something about an award. So I would scroll through and I would find an award. And I would say, this is my award. I would personally list all my awards on my About Me page, and I would make sure that what I was having people click through to were social media things. So you could actually change these all to social media if you'd like. Awards should go on your About Me page. Do you all know how to edit your profile for your About You page? So like when I'm underneath agents and I click on an agent, where this information is coming from? Awesome. So if you are in your IQ office on your home screen, to change this information, you're going to go up into your profile, and on your main details page, about halfway to the bottom, there's a section that says profiles. So this is where you can actually go in and you can put your YouTube link or your Vimeo link to your profile video. This is where you can put all your information about me. So you actually can go in and you can say, this is about me. Your photo is pulling from this section here. So to add a photo, you would go in, you add a file, and you enter it in. All of your social media links go here. If you don't know where your social media link is for like your LinkedIn, if you just go to your page, and I cleared my cache today, so bear with me while I get there. And I can actually go to me, I can view my profile, and I can just copy, which is Control-C on a PC, and I believe it's Command-C if you're a Mac user, and then I just paste it in. As you do that, these links will darken so that people can connect to you. So again, to get to that profile to edit, we were in our main IQ office. We went up to our name. We went down to our profile. We had our links for our Facebook here on the right-hand side. Our images right below that. And just as you scroll down to the bottom, underneath profiles is where you can actually enter your profile and your video profile. Questions on that side of it? So Cindy, this is where I would actually go in and I would type proud winner of the 2019 Realtor of the Year, yada la 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 la. That's where I'd put all my awards, because this has more space for actually explaining what that means, because no consumer actually knows what an ABR is or a GRI is or any of that. You need to have enough room that you can explain it to someone who doesn't know you and doesn't know what work you've put in to get those certifications. Great question. Other questions? Does anybody else have a question? If you have a question, someone else, I'm sure, has the same questions. Yeah, nobody knows. Yeah, that's the hard thing, Kurt, is like all of us in the industry know what those mean. So for those of you that aren't in the chat box, Kurt just said, thanks for briefing that item. It's really hard because consumers don't know what that means. It's one of the most frequent questions I get is, why do real estate agents have all those letters next to their names? So make sure you explain it. If you got the your office's, President Elite Award, you need to explain that to do that, this is what sales volume I had to reach. Other questions? We're about 45 minutes in, just over 45 minutes in. I do want to make sure that if you have questions about how to edit your page or where information comes from, you know it. For those of you that have been on a webinar with me before, and I know there's a few of you today, I want you to get out your calendar and put a time on your calendar that you're actually going to go in and you're going to work on your web page. You're going to go in, you're going to edit the design, you're going to time block 40 minutes to do that sometime this week. So after you get your calendar out and you have decided when you're going to be working on this, go ahead and I would love to have you share it with the group when you're going to do that. I try to update my page for those of you that are using this on a more regular basis or just need to update it. I update my page as far as video and photos about once a quarter. So if you haven't been in this quarter to update it, it's time. Winter is hopefully over for us unless you're in Colorado or Montana. When are you going to log in and work on your page? Awesome. Rich, you got a lot of work to do. Awesome. Thursday afternoon. Thursday's working on it. Karen's working on it Thursday afternoon. Cindy's just going to continue to dabble, which I think is awesome. Absolutely, Karen. Hey, I don't have anything else for you all. I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes. I want to make sure that I'm getting your questions answered. This is being recorded. It will be emailed to you as soon as the video renders. You'll get an email copy. It will also be posted on our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel. I'm super excited for y'all to build your business and hope that you can join us next Monday. If you didn't know, we do have a Facebook group. It's a great place to actually go in and ask questions. It's called Realistic Users. And so you can actually join here and ask us questions in this section. It's really about how to use the software, not focused on help desk issues, but how do I use the software to build my business? You also can join us on our YouTube channel. And the nice thing about the YouTube channel that is not, again, I cleared my silly cache today and it logged me out of everything, is you can actually search for videos. So here's our realistic page. Right here, you can actually go in and you could search through the videos on YouTube way easier than you can on Facebook. Type in website and there's a whole bunch of website videos from webinars to how do I change the texts. Rich, there's a really good new agent starting guide on here that might be a good place for you to start. It'll break down everything we went through today and a little bit smaller chunks. And then the last thing I want to mention is just watch your email. You should be getting an email this afternoon sometime with a link to the site that has all of our updated upcoming trainings on it. We are working hard to make sure that we are keeping that calendar up to date. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week.